Hi, I'm Gwendolyn and I'm currently a final year student at ADM. I'm specializing in visual communication.
And I'm Charmaine. I'm a final year Discom student as well.
So what is your project about?
Kaleidoscope is actually a NTU-based student club that is a support group for the LGBT community in NTU. It is also under the Inter-Uni LGBT network.
So Inter-Uni LGBT network is actually a network of student groups across the different universities in Singapore. So we are working on fostering more safer and inclusive communities within those schools.
I think when Cham and I met in year one, we sort of have this conversation where we were wondering why there were no LGBT groups in NTU when there were very similar groups in NUS, in SMU and SIT. For us, we really saw that there was maybe a gap in the community that needed to be addressed. That's how we started thinking about the possibility of starting a club that could actually support the queer community here in NTU.
For me personally, I was quite I just came out and I was interested in building a community or being involved in a community. So then this opportunity came out with Gwen, and I thought that if I needed this community for myself, there were probably people who wanted and needed it as well. In that process, I also got in touch with the people at Inter-Uni or IULN. That's how I got involved with them as well.
In our second year of Kaleidoscope, we actually started a publication called Kalei. So this publication, how it ran was that we would have open calls. So anybody in NTU could submit ideas for articles, for artwork, for poems, photographs. So anything that they felt like they wanted to express or they wanted to include in the publication, then they could submit whatever they wanted, and then we would put it together with the design team. I think that was something that was quite meaningful for me to see come together, because there was so much care and passion in all the stuff that people submitted. It really meant a lot that all the submissions were from NTU students. It felt like we were really starting something that belonged to the NTU community. I think what meaningful work or how to define meaningful work is quite interesting, because I think that changes and grows with us as people when as we go along as well. For me right now, I think meaningful work is work that is done with care and intention, because I think a lot of the times the systems and the ideas that we are surrounded by lack a lot of care, especially in today's context. And so I think that has also led to some very dehumanizing and violent outcomes sometimes. And I think as designers, or even just as individuals, as people, putting care and intention back into everything that we do, not just a design work, but just any other creative processes that you might get up to, that is what's important for me and meaningful for me right now.
Design being used as a communication tool is a way for you to build empathy in people. So through good design works that communicate values, I think is a way of building solidarity, and then also moving people to be inspired to actually join in those movements or to lend their support in whatever ways they can, be it design, be it other organizing skill sets.
Design can really work together in tandem with other things, other movements that are going on, in order to really make an impactful change. And I think that is something that definitely moving forward is important for my practice as well, that always looking for ways to integrate different disciplines or different modes of working into my design practice to make more meaningful work. Yeah. After graduation, I think I would really like to continue offering my design work to mutual aid organizations or non-profits, especially those that are really ground up initiatives that may not have the resources or the capital to hire designers or people that could help them to reach out to a larger audience.
Similarly, I want to continue doing work, be it design or other skill sets that I have, to help out with advocacy groups, and as well ground-up organizations, because they need all the hands that they can have on
deck.
On deck, yes. So my project is about building caring communities and alternative care practices. So I'm using ADM as a testing bed for these experimentations. Yeah.
And my project is about investigating the ways in which people reclaim space in the city in Singapore. So come on down to see our projects from 15 to 29 May at Emerald Hill and our ADM Grad Show.